Law of the bedroom number 57, part 2 of 4. Watch out for women who talk about former boyfriends. Married or single, this should be a no-no. No man likes to think that he's being compared to a previous lover. Hey, in your mind, she might be doing it, and hopefully you're coming out way ahead because you are a Laws of the Bedroom graduate. Yeah. So maybe she's disillusioned or unsatisfied with your relationship. Sometimes women bring up past relationships to get a man's attention. She's obviously trying to tell you something. So harness your emotions and ask her, your wife or your girlfriend, what's on her mind. I'll give you a quick example where, in this particular case, it was very interesting. I was dating a woman once, and then we broke up, and she started dating somebody new. They argued a lot. I guess he was just really argumentative, short-tempered, who knows? And in the beginning, the girlfriend that I broke up with, we were still friends. We still talked. And we would go and have lunch together from time to time. And I would say, so how's the new guy? What's going on? Oh, Bart. Oh, Bart. Oh, Bart. Oh, Bart. We argue all the time. Like, what do you mean you argue all the time? Well, just last night we fought about XYZ, And I told him, because he knows that I dated you, and he wants to meet you. He wants to come and have dinner, the three of us. I'm like, hey, that's cool. Who's buying? And she said, I told him that Bart and I never argued. And he said, how is that possible? And she would try to explain it. But isn't it interesting that she talked about her previous boyfriend, me, and something that's actually in the positive. And like he needed to take note of what happened, on a positive level. So, but where you're concerned and where these women are concerned, when a couple has been together for a period of time and they know each other quite well and trust each other, it's not uncommon to share secrets and sexual exploits with former partners. However, I would proceed with caution. This kind of knowledge can come back to bite you or both of you. And maybe there's some cute little trick that you learned from a last lover, for example, and you want to share it, with her. Have fun, but you don't exactly have to confide how you learned it. Discretion is the proverbial word here. On the other hand, if she's trying to tell you that she wants out of the relationship, you will need to get to the truth of the matter. But be mindful not to bring up experiences with your past girlfriends or wives. Just don't. And if there's something that you did, let's say sexually, in that previous relationship that was really exciting and fun, you don't have to tell her that you did it with that last person per se. You can just kind of come up with it as if it's a new thing for her. And in doing so, the greatest thing that we want in a relationship is, I only want, you on my mind, the girl I'm with. I only want you on my mind. I don't want to think about the other guys. And the same thing with me, with her. She doesn't want to think of the past women I've been with, and everybody has been through multiple partnerships and, just because of maybe your age or things didn't work out. And I have something that I always say, that people come into our lives for reasons that we just don't know. Everyone that we've ever dated, yeah, they were a girlfriend or a boyfriend, but guess what? They were also our teacher, and they were a mirror. They taught us things, and they showed us things about ourselves that were either good or bad we need to work on, or, I'm really great at this. So in all of your past relationships, look at them as a teacher and a mirror, and learn from those experiences and grow into a better person because of those experiences. And you're going to work out. It's going to work out great. So anyhow, good stuff. I hope you're really enjoying this material. I had a lot of, I don't want to say fun. It was kind of tough to write all this stuff, but I did have a lot of joy in writing it and getting it out, because so many people today don't have mentors or a personal coach or a parent or a friend. And as I said earlier in the first chapter, where are our teachers? Magazines and blog articles that give us little tidbits or a skewed perspective from somebody who maybe didn't have a a good time. Oh boy. Anyhow, I hope you're enjoying the material. Comment in the comment section below. We're not done yet with this law of the bedroom, but just comment in the comment section below about what you think about laws of the bedroom and how it's helping you, if it is. All right, great. Hey, watch out for women with addictions. Oh boy, this is a doozy. I'm already thinking about a good friend of mine who got divorced from a woman who had an addiction to drinking wine every night, like a bottle a night. Whoa. I'll get into that later. Maybe, if we have time. This really goes for men and women regarding addictions, whether the addiction is alcohol, recreational or prescription drugs, pornography, and more. It is destructive, and as it progresses, it invades every emotion and good sense that we all have. Addictions are a disease, not unlike, leprosy, where the body and the brain decay to an early grave. But most addictions are in denial and incapable of dealing with truth. Addicts are in denial and have no sense of reality. And people who show concern about them are the enemies. Whoa. And I remember my friend addressing his wife at the time, and they were only married for like a year or so. In fact, I even remember I was invited to the wedding. The night before the wedding, I was in charge of assisting the bride-to-be with duties and different things around the house because we were having the wedding in the backyard. And she was starting to get a little drunk. And hey, why not? Hey, let's party, right? I'll have another beer. But her drunkenness started to expose the insecurities she had and the negative thought patterns, I would say. And then, of course, it spilled over into her vocabulary and what she was saying. Quote unquote, well, maybe we should just call this wedding off and not have it. Okay. Yeah, we just had dinner with your whole family that night before we came back to the house to do a little more work till about 11 o'clock at night, preparing for the next day's wedding. Okay, all right, let's get you to the hotel where you can take a bath and go to sleep and have a good night's rest. Okay, John, why don't you and the guys go to the backyard? I'll escort your bride-to-be to her car with her friend, and they'll go away, and I'll come back and join you. We'll have some beers. So I did that. Got her to the car, sent her off to the hotel. Oh my gosh. I go to the backyard where my buddy, the groom, is sitting at a table with 3 other guys, and they're all drinking some beers. And he's like, so, anybody want to go to Vegas tonight? And I'm like, oh my God, what? I flew out here from like across the country to attend this wedding, and there's going to be no wedding. We're going to Vegas tonight? What is this? Oh my God. So a year later or a year and a half later, he calls me and, wakes me up because I don't get up till about, noon most days. And he said, when are you moving back to California? And I said, well, I don't know. Why? What's up? Well, I need a roommate. And, we've been friends for a long time. I'm getting a divorce. And I'm like, a divorce? Dude, you just got married like a year and a half ago. What's up? Dude, she's got addictions. I can't deal with them. So, and it was basically what happened was she was drinking wine to actually subdue some of the pain she was feeling, I think physically, like her back or something. And then just the misery of it all. And maybe she lost her job. Hey, I get it. You want to suppress. You want to cover up. You want to hide in that bottle. I get it. But you can't. You've got to deal with it holistically, organically, face to face. You've got to confront it. And if you don't, guess what? It's going to stew, and then it's going to blow up sooner or later. And it did. They got divorced. So whether you are considering an introduction to a gorgeous woman across the room, in new relationships or married, be aware of strange behaviors that might indicate an addiction problem. Remember my motto, trust no one, suspect everyone. If you suspect it, speak up, because an addict that is generally in full denial has a greater chance of surviving the ordeal when there is intervention and support. I guess that wasn't going on with that one relationship with my buddy. Oh well, that's life. Life goes on. So beware of people's addictions and their behaviors. Watch them with your third eye like a hawk. Do they spend some time away? In fact, I remember one woman a long time ago. She actually was smoking weed. Now, I don't smoke weed. I don't do it. I run. I'm an athlete. I don't like any of that kind of stuff. And I get it, medicinal purposes, I get it all, CBD, I get it. But she was smoking kind of because her friends were smoking. And I told her, I don't like it. And I told her the reasons, and she said, Bart, I know, I've been looking for a reason to quit. And I said, well, why don't you use me as a reason to quit? So she did. And she slowed down and she minimized. And every now and then, we'd be kissing, we'd be making out. And I'd say, have you been smoking lately? She goes, yes, I did have one smoke last couple of days before I came to see you. And I'm like, I can tell. And she goes, you can tell? I said, yeah, I can. And she felt bad. But I never made her feel bad about it. That it was she made herself feel bad. But I just said, hey, I've noticed that you've been minimizing it. And I want to commend you for that. I want to give you credit. And she goes, well, I really appreciate it, Bart, because it's really hard. I had a hard week last week. I've cut my smoking by like 80%, and I can tell too, because she would tell me stories of, Bart, I feel better when I don't do that. And I'm like, well, no kidding. So gradually, she's minimizing, and she's getting off that addiction. Not that it was addiction, but, there's just some things that grab hold of us, and they get us hooked, and it's not good. Sugar. Oh my God. Raise your hand. I got both hands raised. Who's addicted to sugar? Candy, chocolate, it's in everything. So sugar can be an addiction. Alcohol, food can be an addiction. So just not the bad stuff, but stuff that we love, like chocolate, can be addictive. Anyhow, just be mindful of it and don't let it ruin a relationship.